So here's a little info on our motor. This is a small block Chevy. It is a 305. There is basically nothing special about this. This is the motor I did take to Bash for Cash, and I had quite a bit of problems with it at Bash for Cash. First problem was, brand new starter, the solenoid broke off. So basically wasn't able to start the car. So that was a pretty big letdown. That was letdown number one. Letdown number two, I've already returned it, but a brand new alternator for this thing decided to stop charging. I think it was on there maybe 10 minutes, and it crapped out. So that is Canadian Tire at its finest. Thank you very much. And the third thing, see that's a stock fuel pump block-off plate. And why that's on there is because the stock fuel pump broke off 2 years ago, so I've been using electric pumps. And the electric pump I bought gave out 2 hits into the ring, so I was pretty upset about that. This motor does have a power steering pump, so that will be probably wired, hooked up if I can. It's been through quite a bit of derbies. As you can see, the valve covers are all smacked in, so thank you very much, Rick Clark, for that one. I know exactly what hit did that. And the wife, Cassandra, smashed the headers into the valve covers, so as you can tell, one set of headers has a pretty wicked bend to it. It's been in storage now for about, I'd say 2 years, a year and a half. So we're going to put this in, and I will have to do a little bit of work to this. Obviously the starter's going to need a little bit of work. It's going to need another alternator, and what I'd really like to do this is put a new camshaft into it, because this camshaft I think is really worn out, and I don't think I broke it in properly. Because of the open headers, it's very hard for me to break a camshaft in. And if you guys don't know, breaking a camshaft in is you put the camshaft in the motor, you put new brake-in oil in the motor, you make sure the coolant hoses are all hooked up, new head gaskets, everything. And then what you do is you let the engine sit around, I think it's like 12 to 1500 RPM for about 15 to 20 minutes to help that cam harden up and get worn into the motor correctly. And because of the open headers, I can't really do that in my neighborhood, so. Oh, and the last bit of information about this motor, that is a single barrel carburetor on there, and that thing holds just enough fuel to keep this thing going. And the reason why you want a smaller carburetor on it is because those big quadrajets hold too much fuel, and then when you get hit, all the fuel dumps out of the floats into it and floods your motor. So the less fuel you keep in your carburetor, the better it is for impacts. I actually bought that thing brand new from a carburetor rebuilder just around the corner. I think it cost me like 285 bucks or something like that. It's not brand new, but it's rebuilt. So I don't really know how I'm going to get this motor in there, because I have an engine crane, but I lent it to a buddy, and I don't feel like driving to Barrie to go get it back. So let's see what we can do. Well, now that you guys know a little bit about my motor, I'm going to do a couple of upgrades to it this year to go into the class that I want to run. I'm going to use this as a distributor protector, and then just kind of bolt it onto the back of the heads like that. As you can see, it does give you plenty of space, but you know what, I just think that's a little bulky, a little big, and I just don't like it. These are out of a shipping container from Germany. I've been using them for my post-to-post bars, because they're nice to weld to, and in a big collision they'll actually bend and soften the blow so it doesn't kick the side out of the other way. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a different style distributor protector out of this angle iron. A couple of the guys I know run distributor protectors like this, so it's a pretty easy concept. Hopefully I can show you guys here how to make these really quick. It basically just bolts onto the motor, very little welding, that way that if it needs to be unbolted you can quickly do it at the derby. So let's get started and get building this into the car. So basically, there's the distributor protector I built. Yes, I'm going to have another bar on the other side, but I actually need another one of these helper lifters, I guess, engine mount lifts. So that way I can put one on the other side and it just bolts to it super nice. I have lots of washers on there. Now, in retrospect, I should have built those two pieces of angle a little bit higher. That way I could have gone over top of the distributor with another piece of angle, but that flat plate on there is probably going to do quite a bit. So, not too overly concerned. Maybe I'll shove a piece of angle on the back of it as well. You know what, I'll put a piece of angle on the back of it. Just not a big piece, just something to help it out. But, yeah, so that's how easy it is to build a distributor protector. I'm pretty sure that just took me 20 minutes. Well, maybe 30. You guys don't need those big distributor protectors that everybody runs at Blizzard Bash and Bash for Cash and stuff like that. Yes, they're fancy, and you know what? Those guys probably need it. But the guys that run the local fairs, you guys don't need anything like that. All you need is something that's just as simple as this that can go to the firewall and help you out a little bit, just to stop that distributor from being smashed out. Super easy to build. Super strong. Helps out everywhere, right? But save your money. Build all your own stuff, guys. You don't need to go out and spend $1,000 on an engine cradle. I even in the past bought a distributor protector from Jeffy's Fab Farm. Yes, it was really nice. Yes, it did its job. Did I need it? No. So, it's all in how you want to build your cars, guys. But this motor here is just about ready for its first test fit into the frame, so we'll see how that goes.